Hey guys, Tuesday with Tanya. I'm at Tommy's Pizza right on Oak Lawn Ave in Cranston. Great spot for lunch or dinner or a snack in between. I have Mike Mota here. He's going to be coming on shortly as well. We have a sponsor today, Jason Sherman over at Seniors Choice RI. So stay tuned. Can't watch now, watch later. Like and share. Drop someone's name. Let them know about Seniors Choice RI with Jason Sherman. Let them know also Mike Mota. We have him on today. So again, I'm at Tommy's Pizza, everyone's favorite pizza place, right on Oak Lawn Ave in Cranston. They have different apps here. So I'm just going to go over a couple of the things they have here. They have wings, fried calamari, fried smelts, mac and cheese bites. That's like the new thing. We never had that when I was a kid, but it seems like a popular thing. Different salad options and soup options, different grinders, even an eggplant one. I love that. A baked ham one as well. Just naming off a couple. Chicken sorrentino, because they do have entree dishes. They have veal parmesan, eggplant rollatini, some seafood dishes, especially like everyone loves fish and chips. So they got that in there. We got baked cod here as well. Again, I'm at Tommy's Pizza right on Oak Lawn Ave. We have tortellini dish. We have there's gnocchis here as well. Different pizza options, whether they're regular pizzas, specialty pizzas. You can kind of build your own pizza. Pies, like a broccoli pie, pigs in a blanket. There's a green monster. Let's see what that is. A huge spinach pie stuffed with cheese and pepperoni with a sprinkle of olives. Okay. So huge. Yes, you know what? There are big pot portions here because I did come here recently to eat. And the portions were, I have to say, pretty big. Even the salad was very, very big. Let's see, kids menu, always good to see that. I got the mac and cheese bites again in there, chicken fingers and fries, tortellini, some side dish options, a couple of desserts. There is coffee, and beverage options. Ask your server about our fine wine, draft, bottle beer, and liquor selections. So there's some liquor as well. So guys, like and share if you want. So again, I'm at Tommy's Pizza, Oak Lawn Ave, and we're going to have Mike Mota on very shortly. First, I just want to talk about our sponsor today, and I will say this again later in the episode, Jason Sherman. So Jason Sherman, he's actually tagged at the top. Go to his Facebook page. His phone number is on there, on the Facebook page as well. Jason Sherman at Seniors Choice RI. He has some free services for seniors. His phone number is 401-529-7573. He's located right on Warwick Ave at 1629 Warwick Ave in Warwick. See if you qualify, you or your loved ones, see if you or them qualify for additional benefits and their Medicare specialists. Also, they can review your current plan and see what else is available to you, what else you can qualify for. Again, it's free, definitely worth the call for you or somebody you know. So maybe drop that person's name in the comments as well, or at least tell them about this video. So, okay, so we have our friend here with us. Sorry, we have Mike Mota here. Thank you so much, Mike, for joining.
My pleasure.
For joining us. Appreciate it. Appreciate you coming on today.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So I remembered Mike from back in the teaching world that I'm very happy to not be a part of anymore. But anyways, and I don't even mean that specific school, but just in general. I actually remember I was student teaching at the time, and you, I believe, were in a position there at teaching, and so he was Mike Mota, and I remember him, and so I remember Stephen Only. Is that school even around still?
It is actually. They just actually I think they knocked it down.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, I didn't even know.
It's a beautiful school now. I have great memories of Stephen Only. I taught third grade at Stephen Only for 2 years, and then I taught fifth grade at Centerdale in North Providence, and then went to school to be a principal. Did my internship, and then went to Providence to be a principal.
Yeah. Awesome. Sounds great. And I did like it. I did. It had a nice, I don't know, something about it, and the staff and the kids, and at the time.
I had a great principal, if you remember, Arthur Corsini, who is now doing, I believe he's part of the school committee, but he's just a great guy, and that's why I did my internship to be a principal. So I knew right away he was someone that I wanted to, mimic myself if I was to stay in education. But like life does, it throws you curveballs, and you never know. You go to be an educator, and now I'm, totally different world.
Right. And same for me. I mean, for me, I did choose to step away from it. I taught in different districts. I taught math. Never in North Providence. North Providence was just what's it called, student teaching.
Yeah.
But I mean, I chose to get out of it. It's just not what it is today. I mean, years ago. Today, it's not what it was years ago. And I just feel like there's a lot of politics, a lot of drama. I couldn't keep it simple. I was burnt out. So
yeah, no, it's definitely. I give kudos to all the teachers out there. It's definitely a different profession. When I went to school, I went to Rhode Island College to be a teacher, elementary. It was a niche for me because I'm a man, and there's not many male elementary teachers. But yeah, definitely different now, and parenting is different. The way they treat the kids, it's just a different world. Yeah, so I miss it, but I certainly couldn't be doing it anymore. Different world.
Right. No, it is. It is. Hey, Rachel. Hello. Thanks for tuning in. And I get a lot of. There'll probably be more comments. I get a lot of views, even more so on the replay. Just I know a lot of people maybe are working or. Or doing other things, but then like I said, I'm laughing. I'm like, I said to a couple of other teachers, I'm like, who is that guy again? Like in reference to our friend Mike here, and I'm like, he doesn't look like anybody. Like he doesn't have a twin. I think most of us have a twin in this world, or at least we could say, ooh, like so and so. He reminds me of so and so from years ago, or he reminds me of so and so from the movies or from TV. Like I don't mean that in a bad way. You really look like nobody. I'm like, this guy looks like no one.
I'm unique.
Yeah,
right?
I was like,
I'm very unique. That's what my mother tells me.
And speaks like no one either. I don't hear the same voice.
That's why I came on here, because I heard your accent. I said she must want me on there because we both have very heavy accents.
I know. It's like New York accent. I'm not even from New York. I'm from Cranston. From here.
Every time I travel, I say. Every time I travel, they say, "Where are you from?" I say Rhode Island, and unfortunately, half the world is stupid, so they think you say Long Island, and Long Island. So then I have to explain, no, Rhode Island, that little state that's right near Boston. The accent is very, very prevalent.
Right. Hi, hey Eddie. Hello to. Renee and also Joe. Hey there, thanks for tuning in. Guys, drop a comment saying hi, or like and share, or drop someone's name. We're here today with Mike Mota. So, one of the more recent things, obviously I have my little list, but one of the more recent things was the city of Providence and with the whole Skyline, so owner of Skyline right here, or like you said, more of a
family business now, yep.
Right. So however you want to touch on that, or...
Yeah, I mean, what I'll say, it's been all over the news and the newspaper, and I've been pretty vocal about it. My family owns the business now. I don't do it anymore. I used to be the CEO of Skyline. It's an event venue. 7 years ago, the building was falling apart, decrepit. It was vacant for 2 years. There were drug dealers and broken windows. It was just a mess, and my family and I came in. We spent $1.7 million to rehab it. We've done thousands of events, events for charities, events for the governor's conference. All the governors came from all over the country and enjoyed a water fire. We've won tons of events, tons of awards. Hundreds of charities have had their event there. I know you've been there. Lance, shout out to Lance, right? That's how we know each other online. He's done tons of events there. There was a wine party. But long story short, it's like anything else. Politics is a sport here in Rhode Island. Unfortunately, when you're with the politicians that favor what you do, you're in good shape. If you're not, and you may not be in good shape. So there was a change at the top, and they wanted some changes. And I don't blame the mayor. I think it was misinformation he was given. There's information about us not paying rent. And the only thing I'll say is it's all completely false. We actually prepaid rent. We had a rent abatement. So I'll give you just a quick example. So if the city of Providence wants to put a roof on the building and they don't have the money to do it, they ask us to put it in, and we do. We do it ahead of time, and then they take that off the rent. So it's not that you didn't pay rent, you prepaid the rent. So it's funny, I read things and hear things, but it's like anything else. People just, unfortunately, we live in a world of sheep. And most people just listen or hear something, they go. The minority are the shepherds, right? So at the end of the day, they hear, oh, look, he didn't pay the rent. It's just nonsense. So, look, it's in the courts. We're countersuing. They obviously ruined our brand. And it's unfortunate. It's the customers that get, the ones that had their wedding there and it's a beautiful location. They've been waiting all their life since they were little girls. You know, we have to hear them crying because they don't know if their event's happening. So, look, at this point, we let the lawyers handle it. I'm sure at the end we'll become victorious and we move on. You know, again, small business in Rhode Island. That's why it gets a bad rap in Rhode Island. That it's tough to do business in Rhode Island, right? 7 years we're doing unbelievable, winning all kinds of awards, and then 1 year all of a sudden now we're the devils. You know? So, but it'll all shake out, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, it sounds good. And then I thought of that too. I mean, I don't know any specific brides or anybody there. I mean, I know people have gotten married there or are planning to, and that's why I said it. I'm like, you know, are people calling you up? Or
yeah,
you
no
got these brides that are crying, like, what's going on? You guys gonna be open for my wedding? Or,
yeah, so my wife actually does all the managing of Skyline. She's beautiful job and does everything awesome. Shout out to Jody. But no, she's been fielding the calls, not me. You know, I'm more of the lightning rod. They like to go with me because, you know, they want to try to attack me. I don't even work there. You know, I haven't been there in like 8 months. The funny thing is they tried to evict us 8 months ago, and we're still open. You know, we're still doing events. But I can understand why people be worried. You know, it's a shame. Why would you even do that? That's silly. You know, we would never do that. You know, we could always work on things, right? So if the city wants to do something or has questions, we should be working together, not using the court system. But it is what it is. You know, the horse is out of the barn, and we'll see. We'll see who's victorious in the end. I feel confident, so we'll be fine.
Right. No. Sounds good. There's corruption in Rhode Island. It runs deep. Yes, very true. And myself and Tommy can get married there.
Yeah, there you go.
My guy, not this Tommy. My boyfriend's name is Tommy.
Well, here, they have awesome food. It looks like I've never eaten here, but boy, you read that menu, I gained 10 pounds.
I know. No, it sounds good. And it's a great place. I mean, I had went there, and so there's a video. If you go into the videos section of my page, there's an older video. I want to say this was 2 years ago. The date's right on it. I was single at the time, and I was dancing on the video, and I had that video on there, but I don't want to share it because I'm dancing with another guy.
Oh, okay.
So I respect for my current guy.
There you go.
But I'm just saying, I was single at the time.
It's a beautiful place. We put a lot of heart and soul into it. Like I said, new regime came in, and instead of working with us, you know, kind of went the wrong direction. But you know, anything can be fixed. You know, we're gonna go down the path, and we'll show what we have. I'm confident.
Yeah, no, sounds good. And there's always two sides to the story, which is part of the reason I wanted to have you on.
Thank you. I
And
appreciate that.
so you're welcome. And like I said, do you feel like it's almost like your name always going on the line? It's like even though it's a family-run business, it's like you have your name.
Yeah, nobody even knows any other people.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
You know, look,
That's what I mean.
Buddy Cianci once said it. You know, said it once before. You know, as long as they're talking about you, just make sure they spell your name right. At the end of the day, you know, if you're not doing anything, you're never going to be attacked. Right? I tell people all the time, you're never going to strike out if you don't swing the bat. So I'm always swinging the bat. I'm always doing big things, and you know, people in Rhode Island unfortunately can't handle that. You know, I like to say the two, right? They either love you or hate you. Those that hate you are on here because they're like, can you believe he's on there? And those that love you say, look how good he is. But you got to live for yourself. You got to do your thing. You know, if I listen to everybody, I find out more about myself when I wake up in the morning. Sometimes I think to myself, wow, did I really do that? Did I do this? Because there's so much fiction out there. But like I said, we live in a world of sheep. So people just believe whatever they hear or see. They see a newspaper, you know, and they say, oh, that must be true. No, it doesn't have to be true. You can write or say anything in this world. You know, I say that, I'll leave it at this. Turn on CNN and Fox News. They'll tell you the same story, same facts, but then make it totally different on both channels. So there's obviously a lot of not facts, fake news out there, and you just got to do the right thing and do your research, you know. Things like this. I don't mind coming on things like this because at least it gives the other side. You know, there's always three sides, right? There's yours and the truth.
Right, exactly. And no, thank you. And so, and and next week, guys, I'm having on Pat Cortellessa next week. Actually, he wrote a book, Divine Providence, the Mayor of the Mob, the Man in the Middle. There was a lot of corruption. He gave names and everything.
Yeah, no, he comments on a lot of my stuff, and you know, I think he actually lost the business because they, you know, look, the city and
I think I mentioned that before. I'm sorry, I wasn't.
No, the city, the state, the federal government, they're using our tax dollars, right? So when you go to court against them, they're actually using all your money and everybody else's money. They don't care, you know what I mean? So if they have to go to court for 3 months, it's not like they're taking money out of their pocket. So you're going up against a mammoth. right? Because they don't care. They'll spend whatever it costs to get it done. So, but I have read some stories about him, so I'm sure it'll be an interesting.
I forgot to mention it, but I guess, well, I mean, I mentioned it, but I forgot to say his name. But but I actually had to say his name because he's going to be on with me next week with about that book. He wrote about exactly what you're talking about who can't get a license for this because they didn't support that politician or this or that, the mob.
Nothing's really changed.
It was very interesting. It was very interesting.
Nothing's changed. The only difference is you used to give an envelope before. You know, years ago you give somebody an envelope and then it worked. Now it's the same thing. You know, they ask for political favors. People do this, people do that. So it's the same thing, they just changed it. You know what I mean? It's unfortunate. Again, politics, people come in because they want to be public servants, and they come in not making much money, but then they become millionaires. So until the sheep out there realize that there's a problem with that, they're going to just continue to do the same thing, right? It's the definition of insanity, continuing to do the same thing and thinking there's going to be a different result.
No, I know. It's crazy. It is. It's too bad. So do you feel that Skyline is being retaliated against?
Well, at the end of the day, clearly, right? So someone's trying to tear down a business that's been in good standing for 7 years. When you say they didn't pay rent and we can show that we've paid rent, prepaid rent, that's just nonsense. You know, in 7 years, the first year we were launching it under construction, the second year is your building year, then we had a pandemic for 2 years, then we had a riot, and then we came out of it, and now we got a black eye that, you know, we're going to be closing every day. Business is difficult enough. Think about, you know, but we do this all the time. Look at, you know, we were talking a little bit about, you know, presidential elections and things, and not to get into politics, but when you put a president, either it be Trump or Biden, and the first thing you do is you stop beating them up the first day, how are they going to be successful? So you have a business here in Providence, a new mayor, and all of a sudden they're beating up on us. Like, business is tough enough. I don't know about the restaurant, you know, I know a lot about the restaurant world, and it's hard already. You know, it's hard. Prices are up. People are not going out as much. The pandemic killed employees and getting the staff that you need. Ask anybody out there; they all know it. And instead of working together, they work against you. You know, it's not just the city of Providence; it's the state of Rhode Island. It's other states. It's other cities and municipalities. That's why I'm more of a Republican, because I believe less government and let people do what they need to do. But it is what it is. You got to roll with the punches. Every day I wake up with another challenge.
It's crazy. And so guys, just want to say again, we're at Tommy's Pizza right on Oakland Ave in Cranston. I read through the menu before here with Mike Mota. So did you say Mike or Michael?
Either one. I should
ask you
as long as I'm not late for lunch. You can call me anything you want.
I should ask that before.
Especially in here, all you can smell is the pizza. I feel like, too bad we're not David Portnoy doing a pizza review.
I know, huh? I know. I'm probably gonna have a piece. I probably will have.
I'm sure it's great. I've heard good things about it.
Yeah, definitely. So again, just to make it clear, Skyline is not closing.
Correct.
There's no intentions of that. No.
Call the number. Speak to my wife. We're doing our thing.
All right. Good. Sounds great. And so, do you want anything else with Skyline before we move to another topic?
No, I think we've...
All right. So that Memorial Hospital thing that I remember seeing in the news, which I didn't even follow the story, but was it you were trying to help homeless?
Yeah, the funny thing is, you know, things again get twisted and spun, and, you know, people come up with their own thing. You know, I'll speak very quickly on it. I don't want to belabor the point, but I was working with a bank out of Puerto Rico. Memorial Hospital came up as a loan that was going in default. The person I was on the phone with at the bank said, "Do you know Memorial Hospital?" I said, "Absolutely do. I was actually born at Memorial Hospital." They said, "Well, it's the only loan that's going in default." I said, "Okay, I'd be very interested." They said, "Look, if you can help us with it, we would love to do it." And at that time, what it was supposed to be is for veterans and affordable housing. The key issues that we have here in Rhode Island that are needed to be fixed. So I said, wow, this is a no-brainer. Of course, I would love to help. And we formed a company, and, you know, I was one of the owners of it, and I was managing it. And at that time, Amos House, which is a family shelter, was living there. A sprinkler had gone off and had ruined everything. So these people became homeless. So I came in. We spent about $600 grand to rehab it.
Not to interrupt. When you say we, I just want to make sure it's clear. We spent $600 grand, meaning who?
The owners of the entity. So my firm and the other firm that we came together and formed a group. We spent it. We put it together, and unfortunately, an article came out, and then it was like, oh, we don't want to work with certain people, and long story short, again, it was an opportunity for the state of Rhode Island to do great things, and my group ended up saying, you know what, we're just going to step aside. We sold off our rights, and it's being managed by someone else now. So I'm out of Memorial Hospital again, trying to do a good deed, trying to do good stuff, and it's just like the first time you try to do something, they want to launch grenades at you.
So
and eventually you got to the state of Rhode Island
at this point, not the city of Providence.
No, because Memorial's in Pawtucket.
Okay, I thought so.
Yeah.
Okay.
And again, it was misinformation. It was, and I had to make a decision. There's people that are homeless and their lives are being dictated because of certain stories that are being told. I'd rather just step away. I have other projects I'm working on, and if they don't want me to work on it, look, there's nothing worse than trying to be on a team and your teammates don't want to work. So same thing with Skyline. If they don't want us there, boom, we'll leave. If Memorial doesn't want us there, boom, we'll leave. You know what I mean? Because there's so many places that really want you. Why would you want to work? It's like being in a relationship. If your spouse doesn't want to work with you, all right, okay, we're on our way. So it's one of those things. I love Rhode Island. Born and raised here. Went to school here. Rhode Island College, Providence College. Taught here. My kids are here. I think it's a great place to live. I just wish it was a greater place to do business, but I find myself having to travel, Florida, Las Vegas, which isn't bad because of the weather. But there, you're just one of many. Here, there's not many people doing big things, so you're like a small, you're in a small pond, right? So they're gonna crawl out on you all the time. Yeah, you're like,
true though. Go ahead. Yeah.
You're a big fish in a small pond. Where in other areas, right, you're a small fish. You're like a minnow. So it doesn't matter. You're just doing what you need to do, and people respect that. Here, the second you want, well, he can't do that. That's too big for him. He can't do that. They can't do that. And it's that negativity that just makes you want to say, screw it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've done so much in my life that, I did the Floyd Mayweather fight. You know what I'm saying? Like the biggest boxer in the world. I did the Sopranos convention. Biggest event in history on Sopranos. It can be done. I would love to do it here. People have said, oh, why don't you bring it to Rhode Island? I would love to. The problem is the people here, if it doesn't benefit them...
they don't want to hear it, probably, right?
So why do it? I'm 43 now. My wife hates when I say that because I keep saying, I'm 43, I don't need this. At the end of the day, I feel like I've done a lot in my life, probably more than some people will ever do already, and I'm just getting started. I want to be around people that have similar qualities and want to be successful. But look, don't just listen to me. Listen to many people in Rhode Island. They'll say the same thing. Like, why would I want to do it here? Why would I go there? It's a beautiful place geographically. We have an airport that's 10 minutes away. You jump on a plane, you can go anywhere in the world. We have coastline, but there's something that just doesn't work. It's eventually, hopefully, it'll be fixed. I'll be in Florida by then, on the beach, with people that don't know me and don't care what I'm doing.
I don't mean to laugh. I didn't mean to laugh when you said the thing. But that was such a good analogy, like a big fish in a small pond. Like, I didn't mean to laugh, but you're right. I wasn't laughing at you.
No, I totally get it.
The way you're saying it, you're entertaining. It's in a good way I'm laughing. I like it.
I have a target on my back, right? Because I make bold statements and I try to do big things. I would never do the Sopranos convention in Rhode Island because Rhode Island is not big enough.
I want it.
It was a great event. Why do? We did it in New Jersey at the Meadowlands because it just fits. Here, you can't even get a meeting with somebody to want to do something. Even at Skyline, we talked about Skyline. I did the biggest New Year's Eve event in history at Skyline 3 years in a row, and only because we were in a pandemic the other years. I did fireworks out of the basin. I created my own, a barge. We lit fireworks in the basin. Thousands of people came. I created a water show. I had the Bellagio-style fountains. I went to the Bellagio, a place called Wet in California, to create my own Bellagio show, and former Mayor Alorza, wanted us to do it. We were about to do it. March 12th, the day we had the pandemic, the press conference canceled, but we were doing it. I don't talk about it. I do it.
Like it's action.
If you ask people know me. He's crazy. He's got, I don't want to say it on here, but he's got big, He does what he said he's going to do. Do I succeed at everything I do? No.
No, but who does? I mean, who?
I learn from my mistakes and I move on. I did a show called H2O, which is a water show down at Skyline. awesome. People came from all over. I could have replicated that, almost like a water fire, but using water, right?
Yeah.
What better than water and fire? But, you know, folks are like, oh, well, you can't do that because that's going to take away from the fire. No, we have 365 days in a year.
I know.
Let's make it work. You could go to Providence right now. You couldn't hit somebody with a beach ball. Nobody's down there. Nobody's walking the streets. You gotta fix the core problem, and unfortunately, they're not willing to do it. And when they are, you know, things will change. But you gotta go. You know, I was a hockey player, big hockey player. I love hockey. Wayne Gretzky once said, "Skate where the puck isn't," because that's where it's going. Right? Okay. Everybody goes to the puck direction, but that puck's going to go somewhere else. So if I'm not wanted or needed here, then I'll go somewhere else and do it. I have massive projects that we're doing in Florida, New York. Those are the ones, Puerto Rico. You know, I'm going to stick with where they want me.
Yeah. That's good. You have these business connections in those other places.
You have to. You know, at the end of the day, your worth is your network, right? Your network is your net worth. I stole that from somebody. Meaning, you go in life like we did, right? You remembered me because we were teaching together. You saw me on Facebook, and I'm here only because I want to help you grow with your show. You know, you're doing your thing every week, and I'm saying, okay, maybe if I come on, if she gets one more fan to watch her show, great. You know, that's why I'm here. So we have to help each other. Like Tommy's, I'm going to have a piece of pizza, right? I'm sure it's great here. But it's just often that people don't want to help each other, and that's when things don't go right.
Right. No, thank you. Thanks, guys. Again, we're at Tommy's Pizza right on Oakland Ave in Cranston. Come by for lunch, dinner, either or, snack in between. Great place right on Oakland Avenue.
Yep.
Hello to Amber. Hello also to Roseanne. I just want to say, so as far as the hospital thing, veteran housing and affordable housing.
Correct.
And
so
I feel we need that.
100% we need it. And that's why I stepped away, you know, because again, it's still going to go that direction, I believe, with the new owners.
You think it will?
I believe they will, and I think they're doing some steps to do it. And look, it's not meant, it wasn't meant for me to take it to the finish line. I took it as far as they allowed me to, and then we got out and we put our sources and our energy
like
into
elsewhere.
something else. That's it. You don't want me to do this? Okay, I'll go do that.
Right.
What else you got?
Yes, no. You called yourself a serial entrepreneur.
Yes.
That's a good one. I never heard. So, how do you describe it? How do you describe yourself? I know we're both not in the education world.
Yeah.
You know.
So an entrepreneur, you know, there's a few ways to say it, right? An entrepreneur is somebody that is willing to risk it all, right? So I think people get confused with a wantrepreneur, right? A wantrepreneur is somebody that wants to be an entrepreneur, but they're not really willing to risk it all. They're just willing to work for themselves, right? Because everybody and their mother now wants to work for themselves until it's Friday and they got to pay somebody a check, right?
That's right.
A wantrepreneur is somebody that wants to be one, but they'll never be one, right? They're very small-minded. An entrepreneur is someone that's going to risk it all. Serial entrepreneur is someone that just loves that fire, right? So I don't drink alcohol, I don't do drugs. This is my vice. I love starting businesses from nothing to something. You know, I started Sopranos Con with 3 people at Skyline and did a dinner to 15,000 people. It was global. I never did a boxing event. We did Floyd Mayweather versus John Gotti. You know, I like that. People didn't think I could do Memorial Hospital because I wasn't in construction. How's he going to do 350 apartments? People just unfortunately can't get it out of their mind that, you know, people can actually get things done. So that's what I like to do. You know, I've had a restaurant, I've had a venue, I have an app, real estate. So we just different projects, you know, and I like to challenge my mind. I knew early on, I used to do wedding videography for 10 years. I've done a lot of people's weddings. School teacher, but I've done the whole gamut, and really marketing for Alex and Ani. That was my job. I was vice president of marketing for Alex and Ani. Yeah. So after I left teaching, so Giovanni Feroci, who was the CEO of Alex and Ani, we were there together. We started the company. It was a little less than $1 million. We brought it to $1 billion. You know, people don't understand that there's a lot that could be done in Rhode Island, and when now it's bankrupt, and it's bankrupt because people didn't see outside of the box. They just figured, oh, it's Rhode Island, how much can they grow? People got greedy. You know, I could write a story, trust me, but that was an interesting story. Yeah.
Not to interrupt, but he's on my list too.
Okay,
that guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you get me him?
Yeah.
To interview him? I mean,
yeah.
is he local in state?
So he
still,
lives in Puerto Rico now.
Oh, okay.
He was in my wedding with very close friends. He's
wow.
doing a lot of great things, and he's also a serial entrepreneur. Very smart guy. He understands the way the world works and what happened. Reporters, just do your homework, came after him, and he said, you know what, screw this, I'm out. And now what he could be doing in Rhode Island, he's doing in Puerto Rico.
Okay.
What I could be doing in Rhode Island, now I'm doing it in Florida.
Okay.
But you notice that all the people that are trying to do things have to go do it somewhere else because they're wanted.
Right.
Nobody wants to be somewhere they're not wanted.
Right.
You know,
right,
why would we teach our kids to stay somewhere if they're not wanted? You know, so now it's, you know, we go where we believe we're going to make the most difference. You know, I could retire today, just like Giovanni could have retired at that point, but we have this in us, right? And we have this drive that wants us to look at Elon Musk, and I'm not comparing myself to him, believe me, he's brilliant. Amazon, Jeff Bezos, brilliant. But Jeff Bezos was selling books, and it just took off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Anything can happen. You just got to continue to
Right.
challenge yourself. But you have to do it with like-minded people. You know, there's a saying, show me your friends and I'll tell you what kind of person you are.
Do you believe in that, though?
100%.
I think sometimes no, sorry. Sometimes no, though. Because I feel like some of my friends are opposite me.
Gotta get rid of them.
They're not bad. They're not bad people.
I wouldn't say.
They're not
I
bad
wouldn't
people.
say. Yeah, I wouldn't.
But they're opposite.
I wouldn't say opposite. I would say people that you surround yourself with, hopefully, are challenging themselves to be better.
Okay.
I'm not saying that my friends are all entrepreneurs and all that.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
They have similar qualities, right?
Yeah.
If you're going to be with somebody, I'll give you an example. So let's say one of your friends is just doing the wrong thing all the time, very negative. They're going to drag you down.
Right.
You don't want to be dragged down.
No,
you want to
no,
be flying up at another
Yeah,
level.
no, I know. Yeah.
So that's what I mean. I don't mean that they have to be
like exactly alike.
No, not doesn't have to be alike at all. They just have to be
Yeah.
like-minded when it comes to setting goals, doing
Right.
the right thing, wanting to help society. You know,
Right.
I find myself now 43, like a midlife crisis, that I want to help people. So the more money I can make, the more money I can help people do things. And I've done it time and time and time again. Put people in hotels because they had no place to live. Got them apartments. Pay for their vehicles. I do it now. Someone who has cancer and couldn't afford them. People don't want to tell that story. They want to tell only the story that
stuff.
because they want to drive ratings, right? They want to sell newspapers. They want. No one wants to hear, oh, Mike Mota, pays for someone's vehicle who has cancer and couldn't afford it to go to treatment every day. They're not paying that bill once a month. I am, but I'm not going to have to go out there and tell people. I'm doing it because I want to do it. And I think if more people do that in the world, we'll be a better place.
Right. Thank you. Yeah. And the Alex and Ani thing. So I don't mean to ask questions, but I mean I didn't follow that story because at the time I can't even wear jewelry. Actually, I have an allergy, so I can't. But so who's to say that someone said, and she's right from here. She was on Forbes. She was a billionaire. Who's to say they weren't naysayers? They probably were. Who said, "What are you talking about? You're going to make just a bracelet with a charm?" You know how many of those there are in the world? That's like Poland Springs. They sell water. Who would have thought that would have taken off? And now Poland Springs, everyone's buying it.
Well,
so it makes you. You know what I mean?
The interesting thing about Alex and Ani is that it was recycled jewelry. It only cost a few dollars to make. It was never about the jewelry. It was about the meaning behind the jewelry. Yeah. What people don't know is that Carolyn Raffalian, who founded Alex and Ani, had that product for 10 years, and it really didn't do anything.
Okay.
Giovanni, who she met at URI when they were in school, came together and formed a team, and it was the right team. And when you have the right team, shit just happens, and magic happened, lightning in a bottle. So we went from no sales to unbelievable amounts of sales. But then what ends up happening when you're printing money, greed happens. People start to say, oh, she's really not that good a person. And then they get in their mind, like, oh, did this person do something wrong? And then, it falls down. You're only as strong as your weakest link.
What's the quick story of how they did? Was it bankrupt? What was the quick story of why they're not?
So,
because I didn't follow it.
Yeah. So
he is on my list. That guy.
It started off small company, 10 years, not selling much. Giovanni comes on with Carolyn. Carolyn was the founder and the designer, but he was the brains, right? So you have the yin and the yang.
Yes.
We raised money. I believe the first raise was like 40 million, and then we raised 70 million, and then it just warped. For 2 or 3 years, we were everywhere. Again, things change, right? Someone must have said something that Giovanni wasn't the right fit. They removed him. And then from that point on, it just went down and down and down. Another company bought them. They didn't understand the meaning of what Alex and Ani was. They started losing money and more money and more money, and then went bankrupt. Yeah, they had to liquidate it, but created thousands of jobs. I mean, we actually had, we went to Israel, now with the war going on, we went with the business delegation to Israel, Giovanni, myself, Carolyn, and we were doing really, really well and going to open up in Israel. And like I said, things just changed. I think there was a point where someone wasn't wanted anymore, and when you're not wanted, you don't want to do it. If someone doesn't want you to be with them, go somewhere else where people do.
Right. Yeah, I was about another one.
Yeah, I'm watching it.
Corruption, definitely corruption. All right, okay, thank you. No, anything else? I'm going to mention again, Senior's Choice, going to be going over that again. Anything else that we missed or anything? You think?
No, listen, I think it was great to be on here, and I hope that your audience continues to grow. And
thank you.
And I don't want this to be like a negative on Rhode Island, because it's not. I've also done a lot of great things in Rhode Island. I was wedding videography for 10 years. I went to school here. I got an honorary doctorate. There's a lot of different things that have happened with my life here in Rhode Island, and I wouldn't change it. I just wish that more people would work together, because a rising tide rises all boats. So if we're all going together, we can all move to the same thing. And then all I would say is, at the end, what I've learned the most is that people really need to get both sides of stories. Just because there's a headline and someone says this doesn't mean it's true. I see someone on here that I actually know, and it's funny because we'll talk off here, but at the end of the day, there's always going to be three sides of a story. So you always, if you really care, or if you're going to make an opinion, get the facts. Without facts, you're just pissing in the wind.
Right, it's true. No, it's true. I know you had mentioned that he saw the superintendent video. Actually, that came up twice. You said it, and someone else mentioned it.
I was watching, of course, I wanted to do my homework on you, and I wanted to see, what kind of stories you do, and I just saw it. I don't know the Cranston superintendent. My son goes to Cranston schools, but it was funny because I could see the angle, and it's really just holding people accountable. Look, at the end of the day, we vote people in. We pay their salaries. It's our tax money they're using. So even something like Skyline, the city of Providence is paying for that foolish lawsuit. Not the mayor, not the parks department, not the legal team. Why would the lawyers that work for the city of Providence care how much it costs? It's not their money. Show me somebody that has to put up their money. Like, we put up 1.7 million. So we're fighting. We're fighting till the end. That's family money, right? So we're gonna fight till we're bloodied, and but for them it's like another day. Like, what do they get? They're working Monday through Friday. If this is on the case, it's the people's money that they're spending that people have to call out and say, well, what are you doing? Like, why would you want to hurt a business? It doesn't make any sense. Like, how much is this costing us? Because nothing is free. People always say, oh, well, they work for us. Yeah, but they're getting paid their salaries, their vacations, and that's just global. We have to, even our federal government, we're pissing money away. We're giving $100 billion to other countries when we can't even fix our own home.
I know.
That's a problem.
That always kills me too, because you have homeless people here, veterans here.
Look at New York City, same thing. New York City, they have these migrants, and now the kids they're taking money out of the school budget. Does that even make any logical sense? We don't even have borders. So we could sit here all day long and talk about my issues, but we have major issues.
I know.
This is just
this is like
fought in the wind. We're only this much in the world. You know what I mean? So if it's happening globally, if they could do things, we have a sitting president that just was elected, served a term, who's getting who has to go to court because of a business. You know what I'm saying? That they said that he fluctuated the numbers of the business. Do you know that if the president of the United States ever got arrested, that we would have to have Secret Service in prison with him? Do you know how much that would cost? It's mental. So we just gotta keep moving.
Thank you, Kevin. Have the spinach pie pizza. Sounds good.
So Kevin
Thank you. No, you're right, though. Thank you. No, you're right. I mean, it is. It is. It's crazy. Anything that you want to put out there, like it seems like you're project oriented. I know it's like entrepreneur, but like project. I mean, is anything you want to make to the viewers? Like, hey, if they need your help with something, or
I mean, my
project manager. What's it considered? You know what I'm saying?
So my website and email is michael@michaelmota.com. It's pretty simple, right? So I consult and do a lot of different things all over the country. But yeah, we're going to be launching some news in the near future, so people will hear about it. I wanted to just come on here. Congratulations on your show and the success of the show. And you know, the more people listen, the more people get another point of view. That's what I like. You know, I have no problem with people having their comments as long as there's another point of view that can be told. Right. You know, the truth, really.
Yeah, the full story.
Yeah.
The full story. It's
and
true.
we have similar accents. You know, so now no one's going to ever not know who we are, right?
I know. We're from Long Island. No, Rhode Island.
Yeah. Where's that? Rhode Island. So how do you even have a conversation with someone? They don't even know Rhode Island's a state. You know, and we're talking about things like in business. We can't even get out of our own way. Most of the people, it's. A professor once told me when I was at PC. He'll know who he is if he listens to this. Where half the people are stupid in the world. It's probably even a little bit higher. You know, they just don't care. They're just sheep. Yeah. They just walk through life and they don't care. They won't notice a billboard. They won't notice if something hit them offside the head. And they're always the ones that make the comments because they really don't know the world. Yeah. Like I said, entrepreneurs. People want to be an entrepreneur until there's no money to pay salaries on a Friday and you're the last one on the list. Right. I never thought to word it that way, but you're right. And it does take work. Like nothing's gonna come easy. You can't just sit around. Don't talk about anyone unless you've walked in their shoes. Yeah. Because everybody's dealing with something, even around this restaurant. If we go and talk to somebody, they might be dealing with cancer. They might be dealing with the loss of a loved one. Right. You know, and you're coming in with your own things. But at the end of the day, everybody's got their own shit. Yeah. You know, they should worry more. You know, social media has changed the game. Yeah. Things like this is great. But also, it's opened up the doors that everybody could be a social media tough guy. You know what I'm saying? Because they could say things, no one cares. Right. Or say, you know what I hate? Everyone's always writing it in the comments. But I'll say, why don't you come on and meet with me? Let's talk. Let's have an interview about this. And then they don't even return the call. I've had people, this sucked or that sucked. And I say, an event that I've done. And I'd be like, when's your event? I know. Or the restaurant. I don't mean to laugh, but yeah. Where's your restaurant? I'll go eat there. The thing is, again, you'll never strike out if you don't swing the bat. Right. So it's easy to sit over there. You know, I was just reading something. A-Rod, who obviously played for the Yankees and was a great hitter, he's top 5 in strikeouts. But nobody talks about the strikeouts because he was so good, because he needed to strike out that many times in order to hit the ball that many times. People don't understand that. So those people that sit at home and all they do is just like bitch and moan, they're never going to be known because they never did anything. You know what I'm saying? But they'll never also be criticized. You have to be able to take criticism, and I take it, believe me, a lot of it. I take it from my wife all the way down to bums that hate me. You know, at the end of the day, you got to take criticism, but you got to get up the next day and say, I'm going to still do it. You know what I'm saying? Because who cares? Who cares what these people think? You know what I'm saying? You just hope that there's enough people that are backing you to do your thing. Right, exactly. Thank you so much. So, all right, so guys, we have Raffle, it's a Quonset Tavern on the Green. So we have that, and also Jason Sherman. I'll be saying that one last time. Do you feel like picking our raffle winner? Yeah, sure. All the names are in here, guys. Just make sure you call me to claim the prize. If they don't claim the prize, it gets raffled off at a later date. Let's put it that way. It's a free raffle, so it's like I don't hunt people down. And my handwriting's a little sloppy, so. Okay. It looks like Carolyn Cornea. Yeah, that's Cornell. Cornea. Carolyn. Cornell, maybe. I know, I voted sloppy. Carolyn, you won.
Whatever you want when you're done, okay?
Thanks, appreciate it. Thank you.
In North Providence?
Yes.
Where's this?
Come on.
Sorry, guys. One second.
I graduated in 1980. We won in 1997.
Carolyn, give me a call. Carolyn Como.
1990s,
I graduated in 98. Oh. 1997, we won the state championship.
It's in here. I don't want to unseal it, Carolyn, but give me a call to claim the prize. My phone number is on the page, Carolyn. If somebody wants to drop her name in the comments, Carolyn, that you won. You won today's gift card, so congrats. I should ask if they had gift cards here. They probably do.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Meaning like if people want to
I've
get it
heard
for
great
Christmas.
things about this place, Tommy's Pizza. Make sure you come.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a slice, and I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna rate it after this. I'll go on my Facebook, and I'm gonna rate and see what it rates.
I know. Definitely. And the senior's choice thing, all of our relatives getting older. I mean, I have much older grandparents.
We're getting older.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm very fortunate, actually, because I know we're around the same age. I have all 4 grandparents alive.
Oh, that's great.
All 4 alive still. Kind of
awesome.
crazy. I mean, I'm blessed.
Yeah.
I do pray. But just check out Jason Sherman over at Senior's Choice RI, and he's in the notes at the top of this video. Phone number 401-529-7573. Some free services there. 1629 Warwick Ave in Warwick. See if you qualify for any additional benefits. They are Medicare specialists, and they can take a review of your current plan, and they can see what else is available to you, what else you qualify for. So reach out to Jason Sherman, our sponsor for today. And next week, Pat Coralessa. So he'll be on next week.
I'm going to watch. I've never met him, but he's always on my social media. I'm very interested to hear what he has to say.
Yeah,
He's got some interesting perspectives.
Right. He saw a lot of the corruption. I mean, firsthand. I mean, retaliation, corruption, who can't get a license for this or that.
Yeah.
He talks about the mob. He even dropped a lot of names. I was wondering if he got in trouble for that. I don't really know. My cousin's name's in there. But anyway.
Oh, jeez.
But anyway, so he'll be with me next week on the 5th. Pat Coralessa, Divine Providence, the mayor of the mob, the man in the middle, and that's him next week, December 5th. So yeah, we're good. So
yes.
All right, guys, thanks for tuning in.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you for your time.
My pleasure.
Thank you for coming on. And all right, so like and share. Thanks, guys.
Peace.